Yeah, whatever battle you want to do, boy. Right, you ready?
It's like, yes.
All right. Okay. In 3, in 2, in 1, bow. Okay. I don't know how people from other data centers and more lag have better timing than you, but hello, James. How you doing? Welcome, everybody, to another episode of TeaTime with me, Meoni. I'm joined by my good friend, James. We don't have any other guests today, mostly because of the time I chose to do this, but I wanted to go over this, and already it's a little bit delayed. Hi, James. How you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Things are just starting to heat up a little bit in terms of like preparation for Endwalker, as you can probably imagine, and lots of other bits as well. So I suppose things are a little bit easier on your side of things.
Yeah.
I mean, you just play the game. It must be so much fun just to play the game.
Yes, when I get time.
When you get time, yeah, obviously. Still got those job things to do. Yeah.
Yes.
Right, today I wanted to basically get you. I was going to say get you in a room, but that sounds really odd. Get you in a voice chat, and we'll talk about Live Letter Part 67, which was previously on. I know this video is a long time coming, but I just wanted to talk through some of the points, see what we're excited for and not excited for, and reactions to things, really, because that's something that we didn't do, and usually we would do. So here we are. So firstly, I must say we have to start with the news that obviously Endwalker's delaying, and that will be early access on the 3rd of December, right? And the 7th of December is the official launch. What do you think about just that straight off? How did you react? You can be as honest as you like. Obviously, there are no problems with that. You know, there are plenty of people who have been rightfully upset, but also at the same time, there have been people who have also been very understanding as well. So how did you feel when you heard that news?
It was a bit of a ball ache considering I'm off this week.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I just took more time off.
You managed to take more time off?
Yes.
How did you manage to get more time off? What?
Because I've had basically no holidays this year.
Oh, well, that's lucky then. Yeah, that's pretty lucky. And you just you didn't manage to switch it around, so you just had more.
I got stuff to. I had appointments this week for other jobs.
Things. Oh,
other
right.
jobs.
Oh, other jobs. Busy.
Tech support.
Ah, yes, the tech support stuff.
Yeah.
So you weren't really that badly affected. It was a problem, but not really a problem.
I was a bit annoyed on the day.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I think a lot of people were, and then they realized that, you know, it unfortunately is one of those things that we just have to kind of grin and bear and accept and just move from. There was a lot of heated words exchanged on social media and Reddit and other places, and I think some people typed before they thought a little bit.
I think most people are annoyed it got delayed. It's the fact it was so late.
Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks before early access was a bit late to announce that.
Well, when we watched the live stream, how they mentioned how Yoshi P and Voxcon mentioned how this was as they said, the Friday of before that actual live letter is when they actually decided upon it. So what I'm thinking is that, I mean, I don't have any insider knowledge like anyone else, but what I'm thinking, my speculation is that it wasn't a big issue until it was a big issue. You don't usually delay something that's been printed on posters and advertisements.
No, I do think they're hiding something went wrong.
Definitely, and I think in a future event when this is all long gone, I think Yoshi P will reveal how close the expansion got to complete ruin. And how bad this was, because usually they do that, right? They talked about their own failings, as they put it, in the past that they've learned from. I think this is one of those moments. I think there's something so game-breaking that they couldn't physically have launched as it was. They did mention as well the idea of that they could have launched as separate patches.
Yeah, so I think something's broken, sort of maybe in the end
Somewhere.
game area, level
Maybe.
98, because it wouldn't be in the leveling patches out, so they wouldn't be able to release a patch, would they?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's something in the high end areas.
Can you
Maybe.
imagine though if we had like a 6.01 and then a 6.02 and then a 6
Yeah.
and then you had the solid numbers and the points as well. Oh my, ugh.
They launch level 80 to 82 in a
Yeah.
patch, and 83 to 84.
Hey, actually, at least people would have time to level everything, right? It'd be staggered. I don't know. That sounds quite nice, actually. Put an artificial leash on people, but yeah.
But there'd be like 2 weeks, wouldn't they, in between patches? You'd get a bit bored.
Yeah, definitely. I still think any kind of delay to fix an issue like this is very much needed. I hope they can get whatever it is that's a problem fixed and sorted to the quality they want before December.
I imagine they have a fix for it. It's just they didn't have the time frame to fix it. Hence the 2 weeks to QA it and everything.
You know what I think? I think that they don't have that kind of information. They realize the problem and they're going to cram for 2 weeks to fix it.
No. If they didn't have an idea of how to properly fix whatever his thing, they wouldn't have pushed it 2 weeks. It would have been longer to give themselves more time.
And I personally don't think they would have done that. I think they will give him such a small time frame and squish and crush together. What's it called? To make the days longer, so to speak, and
I don't think
crunch
they
down.
would. Primarily just because if they don't fix it and they have to delay again, that goes even worse. If they go, well, we've got to delay it for a month, people are going to be annoyed, but they're like, okay. If they go, we're delaying it 2 weeks, oh, wait, no, we're delaying it another 2 weeks. People are going to rage. That's why I think...
People will rage regardless of the outcome. There's always a subset.
Yeah, but if you're having to delay more than once, then you're going to have... Look at the, Cyberpunk and stuff like that got delayed.
Bit of a... It was more than delayed.
Well, yeah, but it got delayed so many times that people just went, "No, screw it, I can't be bothered."
It was like it was over a year of delay, and then the game we got was not finished.
Terrible.
I had very little issues on the PC version, but the console version's unplayable still to this day. Anyway, slightly off track there, yes. But whatever they have to do, I really just hope that they don't crunch, and I hope that they do find a way of doing it within those 2 weeks with very few problems or on concessions. I really don't want to go into the expansion expecting all these features and then each of the features to be delayed even further or parts of it to not be working properly. That could paint the expansion in a really bad way. It's already evident that a lot of stuff is being affected by this delay, such as 6.01 with Pandemonium isn't coming out until the 12th of the 21st of December. My brain's all over the place.
Yes, and then Savage is the 4th of January.
That's right, 4th of January. That's that's a thing. That's a thing. But at least there's no raiding at all at Christmas. Not even normal.
But well, there's normal.
No, because it's that comes out. Pandemonium comes out on the 21st. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, 21st.
But it's normal. But it's normal. No one really cares about normal.
I mean, you will still need to do normal to get some bits and pieces. Your gear, for example.
Yeah, but it's only like once a week, isn't it? So you could do it on launch day, and then you've got Christmas.
Yeah. Not everybody does all of the wings of a place and gets the loot that they want on day one, though, James. Not everyone's got like 8 hours to spare, but there we go.
Well, yeah, but you've got 21st, 22nd, 23rd to get your stuff done. Then you've got Christmas, and then you've got next one, haven't you?
And the busiest period of the year where people are working through the 21st, 23rd, 24th. That's commonplace that people work Christmas Eve in a lot of parts of the world. And
I work Christmas. I work Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and some people work Christmas Day, obviously.
Yeah, but only I hope they get a crap ton of money for that.
More often than not, that's not the case, sadly, in those sectors. But it is what it is, right? With this, yeah. But there's
I mean, who needs sleep?
I think a lot of people are going to be sleep deprived. They'll show up for work. What happened to you? Did you have a hangover? Endwalker. That's what it'll be after Christmas parties. It'll be like, wow, you look like absolute crap. What happened to you? Did you hit the Sambuca? No, I hit level 84 in one session. Oh, get this guy some water, you know. Oh dear. Yeah. Shakes fist. So yeah, that was the biggest thing. But I'm glad that at least people that I know in my circle, there was only like a couple of people I know of that were problematic with what they were saying. For example, in our Discord, I had to tell people to just chill for a bit, just calm down, because the people were going off on one a little bit, a couple of people. But it is natural, especially if you've spent the entire year, you get one holiday and you book it off, and then suddenly this happens. I get it.
Especially if it's unpaid holiday.
Yeah, and that's very much commonplace in America, isn't it? A lot of our American viewers will side by that. It's just, it sucks. I feel for you. Trust me, it sucks so much. It probably destroyed your experience, and there's no way of coming back from that. But at least the game is still coming out relatively soon, so we don't have to wait that much more of an eternity, which it feels like an eternity every day that goes by, and it will be worth it. It will be worth it. I can guarantee that. I will stake everything on it being worth it, and that's a big say because I have no idea, right? Apart from the media tour stuff, which was amazing. But yeah, so the live letter. Let's go back to that. So things they talked about then, the biggest thing for me out of all of that was the new PvP system and also the actual PvP mode that's coming. So we now know that that's called Crystal Conflict, and that's a tower-based pushing the tower into a goal system. We've got blue and you've got Team Red. And Team Red and Team Blue are basically fighting for possession over a crystal that spawns in the center. And you kill people until there's more of your guys on the crystal than theirs. And then the crystal starts to move into the opposing team's area, of which you're trying to move it into the goal. So it's basically tower defense, but there's also a lot more to it than that, isn't there? They showed up environmental disasters, such as lava flooding the arena, kind of like Bomberman, which is a reference, obviously, to Yoshi P's first gig at Hudson Soft, where he worked on Bomberman. That's why that's in there. That's what the jokes were all about. And also, it is simple. You know, it's not like, here's 4,500 different places that you have to spread out to don't capture and then bring this back. It gives you the idea of the front lines, sort of siege or shatter or whatever, but on a small scale with just one crystal. It's just whoever can survive the longest on a crystal, basically.
Yeah, I imagine, once you overpower and the crystal will start to move, and then you got to follow it.
Yeah, and then you've basically got a point of defense. But
you got to push, haven't you? They'll be defending to push the crystal back.
Yeah, you'll be standing on the crystal for it to move, so you're staying on the crystal. But what your defending team will be able to do, by the looks of it, if we are reading this correctly, citation needed, that you'll be able to trigger those environmental things, those traps, those things
at the right time.
So, say for instance, they push this crystal around a certain corner. You stand on a platform or something that lights up. And then suddenly it fills with lava, and like if they stand in that, they're going to die, or something like that. Or maybe they insta-die. We don't know. It could be like Bomberman. But it's the back and forth that even if you are not the most skilled at the PvP, you might be able to have a chance of defending with those sorts of buffs and things, or whatever there might be.
Well, with no role requirements and everyone getting their own heal.
Yeah.
Means it's going to be a lot more simplified, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is
No
a much
no
greater
more healers
focus.
having to stand there and go be like, we haven't got a healer, we're dead.
A much greater focus on a casual playstyle, which is exactly the words that they used, which is all kinds of exciting, in my opinion. Then they announced that there would be both the seasonal events of Crystal Conflict. I'm just going to call it CC from now on. Seasonal CC as well as series PvP.
Oh, someone's gonna get so confused by CC.
Yeah, so the seasonal stuff is going to be how you know it to this day. So like Feast is gone, by the way. Feast got officially removed from the game. That's their words.
At least for now, anyway.
The words they used were pretty strong. But this is going to be the new hotness. This is going to have your seasonal PvP as well as normal modes. So you've got your custom match, normal, and then ranked. Well, not ranked, but seasonal Crystal Conflict. So that's going to have... They mentioned titles and other accolades, but they didn't specifically mention mounts or anything this time. And then when you look at the series PvP, so the best way to describe that is a battle pass. So for say for instance, for the next 30 days, when you log into the game, if you do 5 matches of PvP within those 30 days, you'll move across this level. Like there's levels on the series that reset every 30 days, let's say, or every few months, however long the series is. And then you'll be able to get rewards with tokens you obtain from doing any PvP during that period of time. So the more PvP you do, the more stuff you accrue, right?
Excluding custom matches. I believe.
Yeah, excluding the custom matches. So like if you, for example, you want to do Frontline or you want to do Hidden Gorge, right? You can do that and it will count towards your experience gain for that series PvP experience.
It means the Frontline's daily challenge might actually be worth doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the real ticket for this is that there are little segments. So say, for instance, I think the example I used was like the first 5 levels, and then you get like a token, like this diamond symbol. And what you can do is you can collect those. They're like currency. You can collect those, and then at any point in the future, you can use those on an exchange vendor. So whilst there will be exclusive stuff for that particular series, so like Series 1 will have, let's say they put let's just say they put I can't think of something. All right, the Garrow mount, okay? Let's say they put the Garrow mount as one of the rewards from the star shapes, which is like for like levels 10, 20, and whatever, right? The big ones, okay? Say, for instance, you don't play PvP at all during that series because it's Series 1 and you've got PvE to do and you haven't got time or whatever and you didn't have enough time. Doesn't matter, because that's what happens is that they will add those items to a vendor that you can then purchase with the accrued tokens, so that when you do have time to do PvP, you will be getting those tokens, and then you can exchange them at the vendor for the previous tier rewards or whatever you want.
I imagine it's going to go a lot like the extreme trial mounts, where you basically get 99 tokens, sort of thing. Maybe not 99, but they're going to a vendor. You'll be able to exchange for a vendor at some point in the future.
Oh, yeah. But, like, obviously the incentive will be, like, it'll be easier at the time, but you will be able to basically spend these tokens on whatever you want. For example, because what they mentioned to our viewers was they directly said, this is not direct quotation, but they said to the effect of, somebody needs to watch this back and citation needed, that previous seasonal feast rewards will be added as rewards from the series PvP. So to me, that sounds like, your seasonal feast mounts, like the Prometheus mount and the Aulus' chair mount, stuff like that, could effectively be added to this system over time. So that could mean that more people have access to that content without having to spend too much time in a hotly contested piece of seasonal content. Now, a lot of people are going to see that as a negative, but me personally, considering how much win trading happened with the Feast seasonal PvP anyway, not saying that people didn't deserve those rewards, but I don't think many people would really argue that win trading didn't exist back then. It certainly did, and still continues to this day with the previous season, at least on our data center. That has been proven with the bans that have been issued and people disappearing from the actual leaderboards. Then it's a good thing in my book. Am I irritated that people have worked hard to get certain rewards and now they're being filtered in? No, because they did that with PvE already. And if that was a problem before, then, you know, it's still gonna be a problem for people. You know, we have the Griffin earrings and stuff like that from 1.0 and things like that. So I don't think we can really make that argument anymore. I'm personally looking forward to it. I've always wanted some of those mounts and maybe even some of the glamour, right? The what's it called, Hellfire or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
that stuff, the red and black stuff. Some of those PvP sets are absolutely gorgeous. But what I would say is, if we're gonna see those in the series, make them high token rewards. Make them the ultimate goal.
Well, we still don't know how much XP you need per level yet, so
that's right. But I still think, regardless of what the experience is, because of how prestigious something may or may not have been previously, put those high tier rewards that they know players are going to be wanting to get at the top tiers. And that way, the seasonal PvP crowd will be less irritated by this if there's a bit of effort required, even if it is repetition. But at the same time, it's completely obtainable by those of us that want to accumulate tokens over time and get those items. You know, mounts and stuff like that are supposed to be rewards, not incentives for things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, the reason that PvP Seasonal Feast had so many mounts and cool looking glamour and stuff like that, especially the mounts, is because they needed to incentivize PvP to the masses. Because to this day, even though there is a larger amount of people doing it, at the time there was less people interested in PvP because of the bad press it gets and continues to get. You know, for many different reasons, most people would say veer away from the PvP side of things. There is a good portion of people now that do like PvP, but at the same time, that's why they incentivized it. They wanted people to go and do that. They wanted people to go, wow, that's a shiny mount, let's go do that. At the same time, there still needs to be something like that, and I think that titles and accolades might be enough for the seasonal stuff, but I think that the series probably might.
There will probably be seasonal rewards, and then they'll get filtered in 2 or 3 series down the line.
Yeah, maybe it was just worded inappropriately. Maybe other accolades does include mounts.
Yeah,
you know, but like you say, maybe those things will be filtered in the future. But
so everyone can get the same mount. So it's just if you do these seasonal stuff, you can get it sooner than the people doing the series.
I think that's fair, personally. Yeah. Now, some people will disagree with that because they'll be like, why should I bother? I should just accumulate points. Yeah, fair argument. But
you also accumulate points while doing the seasonal stuff anyway.
Yeah. So realistically, it's just a case of what you would rather do. And the way that they've made this is to fit around people's variable time allocations, right?
Yeah.
And it will, and I know this for a fact, it will encourage more people to do PvP.
Oh,
it's already encouraging me to do PvP. Like the fact that I can just go around in front lines or whatever I want to do, which is my preferred type of that stuff, even if it is a Zerg fest, and then accumulate experience. Yeah, sure, I'll go in there a few times, not knowing what I'm supposed to do, following other people and blowing up crystals. Sure, whatever. Crystal Conflict, though, does look fun.
Yes.
If we had like a nice group together and we did that together, that would be...
Can you queue? Nice. But here's the thing: can you queue in as a team, or is it only solo?
Well, it says 5v5. I would imagine the ranked stuff will be team based. They usually allow for team queuing, don't they? in ranked?
Well, in Feast, it's a separate solo queue and team queues are separate for the Feast.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
If you remember.
I don't know then. Maybe not.
So yeah,
I don't know. But either way, this I think is a positive change for PvP, both in the series and the new Crystal conflict. And I'm personally quite happy that they've done away with Feast for now. I know
jump?
I did because of the AFK timer. I didn't want to get kicked out.
Yeah, it's an AFK time.
Yes, 30 minutes. It's going to be remaining there even after the expansion launch. You didn't know that?
I haven't played in a while. I've been on a break.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, that's been there for a few months, dude. So yeah, 6.1 is when the Feast gets retired and the new PvP stuff comes out. So you'll still be able to do a preseason and do all Feasty stuff, even when Endwalker releases. But 6.1 will be your cutoff point, and we say bye-bye to Feast for now. So there's that. So other things that we could mention, things that you probably have no opinion on. Spearfishing got an update.
That seems weird.
Why?
I don't know. It reminded me of them really old fishing games.
Oh,
that you have like them tablets, them little mini tablet games you used to buy for like £3.
It's such a cool thing, though.
Ding, ding.
Oh, what were those little like handheld things?
Yeah,
yeah.
It reminds me of that.
Those little cheap games that you could buy, little tiny like Game Boy rip-offs. So they were like,
it had like one button.
Yeah, they were like in the shape of a Game Boy, and then they just had like black on white background, and then there's like
one button, and you just had to hit stuff as they went across the screen.
And it was still 1,000 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked a bit like that. So basically, you're throwing your trident, or you're poking your trident as fish cross across the screen, and you press the button in time with where the fish are, and you spear them. And the more fish you spear, the higher the meter goes up, and the better stuff you get from your spearfishing. I think it's going to be quite fun. I don't know the extent of... You see, the thing that annoys me about those sorts of games is I like the games, but I don't like swimming around between the nodes to then actually instigate the game every time. So depending on how long this game takes to boot up, if there's any kind of like annoying loading thing where it's, even if it's just a few milliseconds, that will start to drag on me. So as long as it's instant straight into that node, then I'm good. If it pops up and it's like blah, 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 and it's like a few milliseconds, I'm not interested. It's the sort of thing that should be added to the minigames stuff in your in-room, right? Where you can play games.
Well, yeah, but then obviously you won't be able to get the rewards for it. Okay.
Yeah, I know. But like, I don't know, you're still going to have to swim around, but it does mean less faffing. But even so, spearfishing was a case of the bubbles are stronger, you press the button. So, I don't know. It's more visually appealing. It sounds fun, but is it going to be a practical thing?
I don't think it's something you're going to find fun for like 3 hours, though, is it?
I don't know. We'll watch this space. I might be addicted to spearfishing. I might not as well. I might not.
Well, I mean, if you could just spam it, yeah. But if you have to keep keep swimming to different nodes to do this, it's going to get grating after an hour or two, I think.
I mean, it was already. I mean, it will always be faster to just do the previous version of it. Maybe they should have made it a toggle.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway,
or maybe just do normal fishing.
Normal fishing. Yeah, I mean, spearfishing's all right, but there's some weird inconsistencies, especially with the item level and stuff like that of the jig. We still don't have a decent level jig, which is very bizarre. It just looks very OCD off when you look at that compared to the other gatherers. But yes, then they talked about the downscaling again, which we're not going to go over because we've already talked about that before. Oh yeah, the new Tomestones, they got names. We got Aphorism and Astronomy.
Yes.
And Aphorism will now be used for that really cool looking Final Fantasy IV styled armor, and
Yeah.
the cap, right?
Is it that one, the cap? Well, yes, Astronomy's the other one, isn't it?
Yeah. So now you have. Oh no. Oh yeah, because Astronomy's added 4 weeks after 6.0's release. Yeah.
Yeah. So Astronomy's coming out with Savage Raid.
Yes. Yeah. So you won't be able to get those.
That's your cap Tomestones.
Yeah. So
450.
Aphorism are uncapped, which means you'll be able to.
They're your replacement for Allegory, aren't they?
Yeah, so you'll be able to get your Final Fantasy IV gear in those first weeks.
Yeah, as well as your normal and your Tombstone gear.
Which is really nice, because that means that, I mean, that is Tombstone gear.
Yeah, but you've always got your normal raid gear, haven't you, to go through?
Oh, yeah, but you'll be able to get this stuff, which is really nice, actually, like week 1.
But interestingly enough, the cap Tombstones came out. Did they always come out with Savage? Because I feel like they didn't.
I do not remember. I honestly thought that they did, but
if someone's watching, clarification on that.
I always thought that they did come out with the tier, but
I'm sure. I can't remember, to be honest.
At the start of an expansion, it might be different from a mid patch, though. So we might be getting confused.
I had it in my head. They came out with normal, because because then you get your highest tier Tombstone stuff from the Astronomy stuff. You get 2 weeks, so you get your 900. So you usually got like a body or something, or you get some accessories as well as the normal stuff.
Are we citation needed? But are we saying that you'll be in less gear when it comes to Savage this time?
Well, yeah, or you've got your normal raid gear and maybe the lower tier Tombstone gear for the lower tier uncapped stuff. Your cap stuff you won't be able to start getting until Savage releases.
So that means the world race will be even more exciting to watch.
Yeah, because I'm sure it came out beforehand.
I don't know. I honestly, putting me on the spotlight, I do not remember.
No, me neither.
I think I'm leaning more to it being released near the actual tier, because I don't remember there being that much of a gap, if there was any.
Maybe it's just me, but I'm pretty sure I had some Tombstone gear before we went raiding.
Possibly. I just don't remember. These are things that I should know, and then I forget, because they just happen, and then I just take it for granted.
It was 2 years ago, dude.
This is true. Well, every expansion since has probably been the same, and I've forgotten, which is not good. My mind's just melting.
There you go. Comments on that one.
I'm sure that'll be the first 50 comments.
Yeah.
Dear. So also the other thing is that to get your weapon, you'll only have to get 500 times now instead of 1,000. This still doesn't stop the fact that you'll still need to get like your 4 weeks or however many weeks of 7 weeks of normal raid, the last tier, the fourth wing completion. Yes. So even, I mean, it will save times for other things. It was always a bit of a ball ache to me personally, having to save up 1,000 of those.
Yeah, saving up half your high-end tombstones just for a weapon.
It's still 2 weeks though, because you only get 450 a week.
Yes.
So it hasn't made it that much easier.
It's a week, isn't it?
But it has allowed essentially for you to get an extra piece of gear in that time frame.
Well, it's basically a week, isn't it? Because then as soon as reset comes, you do one thing.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is this has essentially not changed a 2 week restriction, but it
was 3 weeks before.
Right, yeah. But it hasn't changed much of that restriction. It's still like you've still got 2 weeks to do that in.
Yeah.
But you have now the ability to get an extra piece of gear in that time frame as well, which is nice because you're going to get the times as well.
Yeah, you get an extra 400 to buy an accessory or something.
Yeah, so accessories were like 375 or something like that.
Yes.
And then you'll be able to get like
325, I believe, and then 375 is the gloves and stuff.
And that makes it even easier because we haven't got a belt slot this time as well. So that's -1 item, which means you'll be geared much faster in this expansion at the start.
Yes. But
at the same time, you've still got to, if we are wrong or right or whatever, if turn out to be wrong on that, and it turns out that this is a tier where we'll be seeing people in less gear at the start, the very first week, and that'll be quite exciting. But it does, after that week, it's just an absolute flood of gear, isn't it? Well, after those 4 weeks. Interesting, very interesting. But I don't know, what do you think of the look of the aphorism stuff? I don't know if you can remember it, but you've not played Final Fantasy IV, have you? But
yeah,
I think it's absolutely wonderful, like especially like Kane's outfit for the Paladin, and you know, Rydia, for example, for casters, I think. So it's the bright green one. Yeah, quite like that. Don't know how you feel about green, but dear, I think it's cute. So then also, they talked about the idea then of Viera hairstyles. This is something that I talked about quite a lot in my interview with Yoshi P, and I asked about this stuff. But they basically unveiled that Viera are getting new hairstyles, and they showed off some hairstyles, and they showed off what? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 hairstyles, including 2B's hairstyle, 9S's hairstyle, and Lightning's hairstyle, and then some of the previous stuff from like Makoto and stuff that you can basically use. They looked pretty good. I mean, it's what people wanted. It's not to the extent of what people wanted. The fun thing I paid attention to in that particular sentence, though, when he was talking about this, when Yoshi P was discussing this, he said that male Viera are built differently, and they'll have less restrictions. That was his exact words. Now, I need to go back, citation needed again, bit of paraphrasing, but I'm pretty sure those were his exact words. So I don't think many people picked up on that. And I'm like, well, why? Okay, so have they made them deliberately have more hairstyles available to them?
Imagine it means they've built the head differently compared to Viera. Because I'm not entirely sure if they gave the reason why Viera stuff. It wasn't just clipping, was it? It was something else.
It was something else, yeah.
So I'm guessing they've redone the coding on that to make it easier.
Yeah, because the head was designed as like a separate thingy. It wasn't, because normally when I mean, spoilers for people who didn't want to know, but Makote and Hayu are exactly the same, pretty much.
Oh, Aura. They're all based on
Hayu. Yeah, they're all human, basically.
They're all based on the Hayu model, and then they just added bits to it.
That's right. But then obviously they changed it a little bit, different standing emotes and stuff, and heights and sizes. And that's how you differentiate them. Yeah,
they changed the riggings and added some ears and tails and stuff.
But they're all basically based on the same thing. Whereas Viera and Hrothgar were not.
They were made uniquely.
Ultimately, that's been the worst decision they've made, I think. I think they will be retroactively cursing themselves, I think.
I don't get why they did that with Viera. I mean, I get Hrothgar, sure.
Yeah, Hrothgar you can understand, but then
Viera, I don't know why
Viera the Rogadin model for Hrothgar, though, couldn't you?
Well, I suppose but then obviously the fur on the face and that would require all rigging.
Yeah, so, true.
I mean, if they can put like cat ears and horns and stuff,
just put some bunny ears, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they couldn't have left the hair model.
Maybe they tried to do it. Right, just speculation wildly. Maybe they tried to do it and then realized how it didn't look anything like Viera that people know from like Final Fantasy XII and Tactics and stuff. And they were like, maybe we should just make something look more like that.
Maybe they shouldn't just look back on the other games so much and go, this is our take on Viera, deal with it.
Well, you've got a good point there, but at the same time, when you have something as integral as an entire race, people are going to naturally look back if you call it the same thing. I agree with you, but they would have had to have called it something else. You would have had to have called it something else. You couldn't have called it Viera. People would have been like, that's a Viera. You can get away with stuff like Moogles being different, right? And I mean, in every Final Fantasy game, they're slightly different. 12's version, I don't know if you've seen them, but they do not look like Moogles. Not that you would conventionally know. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I disagree with you. I think that they had to look like Viera to be a Viera. But
well, then just gonna have to deal with the fact is they've got some issues having a unique model. Then
Oh, I have no problem because I don't play one. I have more of an issue for other people who obviously would like some equality. So I'm glad that we campaigned. Of a lot of people in the community voiced their concerns for how these two new races were not equal. Also, the biggest achievement out of all of this is, I mean, it's nothing probably to do with me, but during my interview, I asked about the fact that I felt that it was basically not good that we had to pay real money to switch Rothgar hairstyles. Yes. And completely unrelated to me in the slightest, but they're actually changing that. So that's something that won't be in immediately. What was it, 6.1 or something?
I imagine that will come in the same time as female.
Oh, I think that's 6.2, isn't it? I think it's 6.2 you mentioned. Possibly. Citation needed. I can't remember what exactly he said there. But that is being changed, so you won't have to pay money for a Fantasia to change your hairstyle. Because currently, if you want to change your hairstyle, it involves changing
the whole face.
It involves changing the face option because hair is attached to face. But in the future, it was confirmed that there'll be a separate slot for hair, fur type, I think he said. So
they've got to they've got to pull data sets and stuff and then split them up.
This is another issue with making them different than previous stuff, but at the same time, you see, we've always had different models as well. It's not all been based on Hyea, so I don't understand why they just didn't take that extra time to make a Rothgar the same kind of way that they do everything else. Don't know. Deadlines, I guess.
I imagine it's because they have to go back and recode all the hats.
I guess, but
because obviously, with like Makote, they come out the sides, whereas bunnies are more at the top. So there'd be holes if they use the Makote holes. So they'd have to recode all the stuff to sort of make it sit right. I think that was the reason. But that's more their reasoning, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is just let it clip.
That's the way I see it as well. Like, one of the biggest problems for me is I've always wanted a longer hairstyle on my character, and the reason for them not putting in slightly longer hairstyles than this is the longest hairstyle in the game, by the way, any longer than this shoulder height is because of clipping. And I'm like, well, I really don't mind if when I'm running the hair goes into my skeleton, but it's really them and it's their restriction based on how the game looks to their investors and shareholders.
I can get that for the hair, but for primarily Viera hats, I would have probably gone, okay, some of them are going to look absolutely terrible and they're going to clip to high hell, but we're going to work on making them better over time.
Well, some gear looks terrible in this game anyway, even on a Makote or a Hyea. There are some items that just clip horribly.
Yeah. Why they could have just enabled it all and said, look, some of it's just going to clip and it's going to be absolutely awful, but we're going to work on making them better.
I think maybe the quality control is a lot higher these days than it used to be. Maybe that's one of the reasons. They want to offer an incredibly polished experience, but they're not going to cut corners on that. By
disabling it for 2 years.
I don't know. All I know is we've talked about this before, that this is something that the community against terms of service have taken into their own hands before. We won't talk about it too much more, but that didn't take 2 years to make.
No.
You know, that was something that they did within a text file. So I don't know. I think I'm with you. I would prefer to have just let it clip and then we'll deal with it or tidy things up, or just, I don't know, try to add a new race that had that sort of stuff prior to it coming out. There was some kind of deadline requirement for that pushed the races in their current form that we got. There's nothing wrong with the current races. People always say, oh, you'd hate Viera, you hate Rothgar. I'm like, no, I don't. I would like it that you had the same opportunities to make your character look cool like I do. Even though I play a very generic character, yes, that'll be the comment section. You play a generic cat girl. Okay, yeah.
Who's very short, apparently.
Shut up, you.
It's like the opposite of real life.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much, yeah, literally. Yeah.
Mm.
But I still think people should have the same options. And the reason I complained so much about the Rothgar issue in the first place is because I didn't think it was right that people I knew were actually paying money nearly every couple of weeks for Fantasias so that they could change their hairstyle. I'm like, well, wait, what? You're doing that? And they're like, yeah, I wanted to change to this particular
Take a screenshot.
hairstyle. Yeah, for like a screenshot. I'm like, for a screenshot? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, are you crazy? But yeah, people will do that. If they think that people won't spend money to change a hairstyle, even if they are even marginally the same, they will.
I've seen people buy Fantasias just to change like something very slightly on the character's face.
Oh, I've seen people do a change just to change what was it? The change the paleness of their skin by just one tone.
Yes.
Or like their height. I did this actually. I changed the height to the lowest because I thought it was at the lowest, and it turns out I wasn't the lowest, and I found someone else, and I was like, so I pressed buy Fantasia, and then I shortened it. I was like, I don't know how it ended up not being the shortest, but I don't know. I like my lady short. What can I say?
What?
What? I like
Fran's not short.
She is.
No,
she is. Maybe to you because you're tiny, but like 5'5".
Not short.
She's 5'5". I'm 6'4". That's short.
If she was 4'4", then yeah, she'd be short.
Yeah, 5'5" is short in my book. I like that. No lower than that though, because then it's a bit weird.
Mr. Lanky.
I don't want anyone lower than 5'5". That would be really awkward. Actually, I'd feel I don't know. It'd be weird, wouldn't it? It's like actually no. That you're talking Lalafell sort of heights at that point.
No, that's like 2 foot.
They 2 foot? Oh yeah, because they're only knee height, aren't they? We're very tall, Lalafell. Oh dear.
Yes, the giant Lalafells.
The giant Lalafells from outer space.
I wonder what happened if you actually upscaled the Lalafell model to normal height, what it'd look like.
Oh no. I'm sure that's possible with certain tools as well. No, don't give people ideas. Actually, in the comment section, if someone has a picture in like Photoshop that have enlarged the Lalafell to the size of a 6'4" human, let me know. We'll feature it in the next TeaTime. There we go. Bit of fan art of extremely tall Lalafells. Wouldn't it be really weird though?
Yeah,
really stretched.
It'd look ridiculously stupid. Well, no, you'd keep the aspect ratio, wouldn't you?
Nah, of course not. You'd make it look like a steamroller had run over a Lalafell. So it was really long and like...
Well, no, if you keep the aspect ratio, then they'd be really tall and really wide.
I don't want a wide Lalafell, just as if a steamroller had just flattened them a little bit, lengthways, or they've been stretched like plastic. Anyway, I don't know how we got onto that.
Yeah, yes.
So, geez, what other things did they talk about? Oh, yeah. So what was the whole deal with this Immerse game pack? This like new sound thingy, which is like by...
Oh, the 3D sound, isn't it?
360-degree sound projected into your headphones. Now, I've actually practiced around with this a bit at university back when I did my audio production and broadcasting degree, and it's quite stellar stuff. But does it need to be integrated into the game?
I mean, if they've already got the audio cell for it.
There's like an actual like button and everything in the game. This shocked me a bit, right? Firstly, because it's not a product that's owned by Square Enix. So this is third party, endorsed by Square Enix, and a paid third party application for the game. Now, that's kind of groundbreaking, actually. A lot of people have turned their eyebrows up at this a little bit. Like, is this the first step towards seeing more third-party support? Now, people are getting their hopes up a little bit, but
Well,
there are many other things that could be integrated into this. Like,
well, they started with the NVIDIA Ansel stuff, didn't they?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was true. Actually, that's
what's it called now? Game filter.
Yeah, that's why I use that for my pictures and stuff, because they said it was allowed, and they endorse it.
And
so
it's literally like pressing a button to bring up a menu.
I press Alt and F2, and it brings up the filter button, and basically you can apply filters to the game. Reshade filters, but without having to install an injection system or reshade or G-shade or whatever. I think it's good enough for what I do. I never have it on when I'm streaming or making videos, but when I'm chilling out on my own, I always tweak around a bit. And on photos, it's great.
Oh yeah,
really, really good. But I'm excited by this, and I'm tempted. The thing that tempts me though is the fact that it's only £18 for a lifetime license. It's a one-off. Whereas this stuff previously, which people have told me about, when I talked about this, they were like, oh, this is a yearly sub and stuff. This is actually, for Final Fantasy XIV, a one-off payment, which is very interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's $19.99 in America, £18 for us. In France, that's €20.40, and in Germany, it's €20.23. I'm not sure what is the difference for that. It doesn't just say EU, it says France and Germany. Maybe the other regions are like, nah. Maybe Sweden, etc., just like, nah. Or maybe they just don't know how to label things. I don't know. Shouldn't they just need to put EU? I'm confused. But yeah, so this is something we're getting in 6.05, which is interesting. But I kind of want to, because especially since there's a toggle option as well, I would love to experience some of the moments in the game with that kind of audio. My question is, would that be possible to be streamed? Would the by what's it called? I can't say it.
No, because you Twitch compression.
Oh yeah, because of Twitch compression. There'd be some semblance of it though, right?
Well, I imagine it has to go straight from the game, and then it has to.
But if you use the output of whatever it's outputting to, and then use that as an input into Twitch, you should be able to sample that sound. That could be quite an experience, because people on Twitch have 360 audio in other special streams before. So I don't know if we'll have to twiddle around, but I'll definitely pick that up and we'll do it for science. But it sounds fun. It is gimmicky. But the bigger issue is like third party endorsed, paid third party app endorsed by Square Enix. Huh? And a lot of people are speculating what we could see in the future. What would you like to see? If this is the new gates opening, what would you like to see incorporated?
Real-time ray tracing.
Ray tracing.
Actually, no, DLSS.
All right, okay. You know what I would want? First party into third party support for VR headsets.
That wouldn't work very well.
Just for fishing.
Just for fishing.
Just for fishing and like walking around town or something. I still think VR is the way of the future. I actually really enjoy it. It's just
it's not really VR though, is it?
No, but don't ask me to play Half-Life Alyx because there's too many stairs, and I throw up every time I try to walk downstairs. So as long as there's no stairs, like I don't know, ocean fishing in VR. Oh, that'd be so good, man.
I think current iteration of VR is just not VR for me. I think
you're just a snob.
Well, no, I mean, if you have to have a massive room and you're running around a room, it's not really virtual reality.
You're not running around a room. God, you are not. Trust me, you are not running around the room. You're kind of like ambling in the spot and hoping.
Yes, precisely. So it's not really immersive, is it? Because you know full well what you're doing.
No, actually.
I mean,
no. Have you actually tried it? Because you do feel like you're in the experience to the point where you forget you're in real life and then you fall over. It is actually much more believable. You need to come around. I need to put the Vive on your head and you can have a go, because you will be on the floor, probably like dead.
I think a better one would be AR rather than VR.
Yeah, but augmented reality, like you see it in movies and stuff. Do I really want to see the real world and then just things
Well,
overlaid? Nah.
here's the thing. If once like you got like 5G and streaming capabilities, being able to overlay a game on top,
I guess.
like ordinal scale from Sword Art.
Yeah, I know where you were going with it, you nerd. Ah,
Yes,
dear.
that is probably a better thing.
All right,
I think.
Kirito, calm down.
Shut up.
You
No,
just
I
want
think that
you
that,
just want
that would be
Asuna
a
in real life. That's what you want. That's what it comes down to. He's got the
no.
thing for Asuna.
Yes,
Not
but
denied it though. Dear
but
God.
yeah, I think that would be much more better than a VR. Personally,
imagine, right? There
yeah,
you,
but
there you
imagine,
are
yeah,
in a supermarket, right? You're walking around a supermarket, and then your Shola suddenly appears out of nowhere and is like trying to
yeah,
put stuff in your
precisely,
trolley. I
yeah,
just
but
got
yeah,
logged out. It's fine. Keep talking. It's a
yeah,
feature of not being able to stay in the game for
yeah,
more than 30 minutes.
but then you could have so yeah, you could have like you walk around a supermarket and suddenly your Stola's there and it gives you a quest.
She gives you a quest. What
Yeah.
quest would your Shola give you for a supermarket?
Oh, you could have to
Cat
find
food.
or gathering. So
Gathering.
as you're walking around, there's nodes in the supermarket you have to gather at.
All right, so from the viewpoint of anyone else in the supermarket, they see some weird nerdy guy walking around talking to an imaginary cat girl and picking things off the floor that don't exist.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds perfect, actually.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah,
I mean, when you think about you've got like Pokemon Go where people are just looking at the screen, you could have
Pokemon
that.
Go's all right, but
Yeah, but imagine if you had it in AR where you wouldn't actually have to be looking at it'd just be in the world
I mean
as you're looking.
there is an AR mode in Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
but it's confined to the screen.
Yes, precisely. Yeah, we have like glasses or whatever.
See, my problem with reality is it sucks, so I don't really want to overlay anything over reality. I'd rather just be in that non-reality. I'm sorry, just hook wires to my brainstem, put me under, and put me in a universe. Like,
so basically, what you want is a nerve gear.
oh, fuck. Yeah, sure, let's have a nerve gear. Let's live in 14. It's fine. As long as like someone's looking after my poop and my pee in real life, we good, right?
Well, yeah, but then you also have the thing where you could actually have an augmented reality which takes out reality itself and overlays an entire new world.
That's literally Excel World's entire plot. You need to go watch that.
I do actually, yes.
Yeah, because that is actually the plot of Excel World, which is made by the same guy who made Sword Art and came out before it. It was his first thing, which is actually linked to Sword Art. Anyway, too much nerdiness.
That was a bit of a tangent.
It was a bit of a tangent, but I would like to see some form of integration with other things like VR or, I don't know. You know what I would like to see? The ability for the game to affect lighting within your house.
Or lighting sync, yes.
Right. So we've got some tools like, for example, Corsair or Razer have got their own like game
Philips
stuff,
Hue.
which is fine.
Philips Hue and stuff, yeah.
But let's have like an RGB like connector thing that they endorse, and you can hook everything up to it. And it will. Imagine if your house's lighting would just change depending on the mood. Imagine if there was thunder rolling by in the game and suddenly lightning caused like lightning in your room.
So you basically want a FF14 RGB controller?
Yeah.
Which then with because ARGB strips you could like have you could set up lighting zones.
Exactly.
So like around the ceiling, and then lightning you could have going purple going across the ceiling while it's all dark everywhere else and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When it's bright in the game, it lights up the room.
Imagine a rainy night in the game. You're going across like the locks and there's a lightning bolt. Imagine like having the sound from that 360 audio literally feeling like you're in there, and then also that lighting going off around you, that immersion.
And then you walk and it gets light, and then there's suddenly the room lights up with the sunrise.
Yeah.
Going from or sunset where it goes like orange and then goes red and then goes off.
Exactly. And
then you have little
also,
twinkles and stuff. Yeah.
the sky's the limit with that sort of tech as well, because then what you could get is you could get a special edition like thing for your gaming chair where that would heat up portions of the chair or vibrate portions of the chair depending on what was happening as well.
Yeah.
Those exist, so I know for a fact that they could have that. Just imagine full integration with third-party stuff like that.
What, so you accidentally get hit by an AoE and suddenly your chair starts vibrating like a more...
Well, no, obviously you'd be able to tone this stuff like to a more reasonable level, just a slight like, you know.
If you died, your chair collapses.
No. Just sort of, maybe it just sort of goes stiff. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that this is in all seriousness a good opportunity for them to think.
Actually, yeah, when you cast like Fire 4 or something and you get this slight little wobble in your chair to make it feel like it's a big like aftershock.
And every time James steps outside of his ley lines, it just electrocutes you.
Hey, that works for me because I never step out of my ley lines.
Like, get back in them ley lines, boy. Oh dear. I can see that happening. Someone would like hook up like a car motor or something to it, and you know you'd accidentally you'd land with your mount and your chair would propel you through the roof or something. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know how much more immersive you can get, basically. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe gloves, right? That'd be cool. Yeah, like gloves that like have vibration things in them and like heat and cold sensors. I don't know.
Possible. How about voice activated skills?
Or integration. You know how for there's some VR streamers that have the full body suits and they have vibration sensors on them and also touch sensors, and like it's like force feedback. So like if someone touches your chest, you feel exactly where they've just touched you and it feels real. Like you can feel the handprint on your chest. That exists. It's bloody expensive. But imagine if they had that for 14.
That would be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
It would be a bit weird, but like...
imagine a lolhole poking you.
Okay, now you've ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I was thinking like you're on the edge of an explosion and you could just feel the heat from that side of your body, like because you were close to it, like on Rakti Capacitor, that boss. Whereas like the the explosions and you're just close to it, but you're not touching it, but you can feel that warmth. That'd be cool. But yeah, you ruined it for me. Thanks.
Voice activated skills. That's what we need.
That exists. But it's third party. That doesn't. Yeah, there needs to be more integration with that stuff. That would be a really nice accessibility feature for people.
Also, it would also be quite good to have some, so you could press normal buttons, but then you can say, "Oh, mana ward." You can activate mana ward while instead of having like a crap ton of like hotbars.
You'd be like, "Hey, Final Fantasy, mana ward."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Mana ward now."
Yeah. Yeah, so you have so you'd set your own activation button, wouldn't you? So you could be like, I don't know, some really random Final Fantasy 14 word that activates a skill.
Sabik, I don't know.
Yeah. That'd be cool because then it would reduce hotbar space while being able to put main skills.
And then you could make this a controller, like a PS5 option too, and then there'd be no complaints ever again.
Yeah, but then you could have more intuitive stuff because then it wouldn't be, we need to downgrade stuff because there's too many skills. It'd be, I need these on these buttons, but then I'll have this on voice activation for when I've got like a tank buster or whatever for tanks, like Rampart. Cooldowns.
But you'll get to the point where you end up using voice command macros. So it'll be like computer activate evasion sequence delta epsilon, and then it just does like a backflip into a mana ward or something.
I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be weird for raiding. Don't get me wrong. You got call outs. You're trying to do call outs, and someone's going, "No, do this."
I think that's definitely a next gen problem. That one.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick to playing the game. You know. That might be a good idea. But yeah, this anyway, massive tangent. That immersed game pack stuff looks interesting. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to buy extra stuff. You don't have to, it's optional. But it's interesting, isn't it? To see that they are supporting a third-party tool. I know, obviously, there's money probably going on that, obviously. But, yeah. What else we got? Ishgard Housing called Imperium. Any interest in Ishgard Housing?
No.
No, me neither.
I always stick to our FC House in the Mist.
Yeah, the best plot in the Mist. Yeah. Plot 20 or whatever it is. I forget. I think it's 20.
15, I think.
Is it?
We're on Ward 20.
We're on Ward 20. That's it. Yeah, the big one at the top 15. Where we overlook our empire. Yes.
Which isn't ours.
Because we're not one of those FCs. So the new land purchasing system is a lottery. We kind of knew this was going to happen. You pay the full price of the property at the placard. It gets removed from your inventory. A couple of weeks goes by. Then a new period happens. It chooses somebody at random who wins. Those of you who don't win have to go to the placard to collect the money again. And the person who wins has to claim it within a certain amount of time. If they don't, it basically gets relisted and they lose the money. Again. Oh, they lose 50% of the money they put down on it. And if they don't come back to claim that within a period of time, which is 90 days, then they lose that as well. So this is to prevent trolls from putting bids in, winning, and then not doing anything. It's quite a good feature for that reason. They're making it so that you will not be able to plot relocate instantly anymore, so that you have to line up plot relocation through the lottery system as well. So you have to enter the lottery, win the lottery, and then you're allowed to relocate. Which
makes everything fair for everyone then, doesn't it?
I know a lot of people have been doing the old method of, I need to get a house in Shadowbringers so I can relocate. Yeah, well, I'm afraid that's not going to be the easy case going forward. So that's not going to work. You're still going to have to go into a lottery, so it gives everyone a level playing field, which is good. Free companies must have 4 members at least, be ranked 6 and above. Yeah, that's fair as well for free companies. Relocation remains the same as well. Yeah, Ishgard Housing doesn't really interest me. What interests is over 1,040 or something new houses, isn't there? That's what they mentioned. If you add all the wards together.
Yeah.
Which is, I think in total 1,040 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's pretty good. I like that. What else was there? Oceanian Data Center finally got release date for February 2022. So you might see a mass exodus of people from Elemental Data Center suddenly going to the new Materia Data Center in February to get better latency or less latency. And they're classed as new worlds with 3 transfers and bonuses available, which is what we hoped for, so that you're not penalized for being in an Oceanian part of the world. You can transfer there for free and get the new world status bonuses, which include experience and stuff, which is really nice. But that's in February, so yeah, a little while off. What else did they show? That's about it, really, apart from merch, but yeah. So the live letter mostly was just them apologizing for the delay and recap, and then a few other bits and pieces. They talked about there was the new treasure dungeon, which is a treasure map dungeon called the Excitatron 6000.
It's the most amazing name ever.
Which sounds like a pleasure raid, I'm not going to lie.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's that exciting, Maybe we need that force feedback after all on your chest. We also got the name of the raid dungeon and a sneaky preview, actually, didn't we? So it's Pandemonium Asphodelos. Asphodelos.
Yes.
Or people are going to call it Ass, aren't they?
Obviously.
Ass 1, Ass 2. Oh, dear. Or Assfield. Asfiel 1. Anyway, so that looked kind of cool. It reminded me of Skatash's area in Dunscape. Sort of like gothic things going on. There were statues of the Tiamat from Final Fantasy like 2 and 1 in there, which was interesting. Yeah. I'm guessing Tiamat's going to be a boss. Not the Tiamat you know, James. I mean, like, Tiamat from Final Fantasy 2, which was a Hydra.
They've got to call it a different name, though, haven't they?
It'll be like Tiamat Alpha or something, or like...
Omega. Or Ultimate.
Ultimate? What?
Ultima Tiamat. Tiamat Ultima.
What about a mat of tears?
Matt tier.
Matt tier. Or like Hydra 2.0.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. I don't know. Or like Ancient Hydra or something. Or Ancient Tiamat. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Or Creation 100111589. Because, you know, La Habrea created these things, right? Supposedly in the lore. So, yeah, these are all mysterious, horrible creations. That's what this is all about. If you haven't read the short stories with the Attians involved from that were added in Shadowbringers, I would highly suggest the La Habrea and Emmett Selk one details the monstrosities that La Habrea was creating, one of which we actually faced in the game already in Academia Nida or whatever it's called.
Academia Nida.
Ander. I think it's not Anida, it's Ander, isn't it? I remember because when
it's a Y.
Well, we watched that American broadcast and like Academia Ander.
That's Americans. No one listens to what Americans pronounce stuff as.
Oh, the comments section, James. Forward all of your hate mail to James at whatever his Discord name is. James
Amelia Belladonna
on Discord. I'm not represented by him in that opinion. But yeah, I think they call it Ander.
No, it's a Nida. It's a Y. A Y sounds like an I.
Ander.
Nida.
I'm going to go with Ander.
Yeah. No.
The pronunciation time again. Dear. So Asphodelos looks amazing. I'm really excited for that.
You didn't do that one in this American accent, did you?
That's because it's the same no matter what language you are based on.
I'm sure it's not.
Well, how would you say Asphodelos?
Asphodelos.
Oh, it'd be Delos, wouldn't it? Asphodelos.
Yeah. Asphodelos.
We're saying this, and it's probably like a silent A or something. It'd be like Shvadelos. That's usually what happens when I try and pronounce words from games. It's like, actually, Meoni, it's... I'm like, oh, okay. I'll stick to just referring...
The British version.
I'm just going to refer it to as A. A1, A2.
No, you'll find it'll be P, because pandemonium.
Oh, don't, no. Oh, no, not the
P's. P1 to 12.
Have you done P1 of P1? That's not going to get confusing at all, is it? Dear.
Trading P2 of P1.
So the last thing I want to talk about then that was from the live letter specifically was the new calling card system, which was talked about in PvP, but it has a greater branch of use in that this calling card system is like basically a profile window that pops up. So when you queue for something, you inspect somebody in a game, you'll have a customizable profile where you'll be able to, there's like an avatar of you and then like some funky background that you've unlocked by doing an achievement, and it'll be like a title on there and everything. Kind of like when you play like Xbox Live kind of profile or something, I don't know.
There's one for Discord Nitro, isn't there, as well?
Discord Nitro, where you have like a banner at the background.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to eventually, when this is put in, I don't know what patch this is in, you'll be able to customize the way that people see you as a player, as well as.
I wonder if it'll be a replacement for the search function.
I don't know. The search function's completely awful.
Not search. You know when you not when you examine, but you can.
The lookup feature.
Yeah, where you see what jobs and that they have.
Probably, yeah. Like maybe if you like right click on me and then press examine, it'll bring up that as well, or it'll be
Yeah.
integrated in there. I'm okay with this. It adds another bit of collectability. Say for instance, there's a really cool badass profile background for your like, or an avatar or whatever, of like, I don't know, one of the raids or something, or something cool like maybe Hades or something. I'm sure people will go ham to have like a picture of Emmett Selk behind their profile, right? Stuff like that. Or maybe some background scenes. I would like to see the sightseeing log integrated into that. That would be really nice to have like some of those pictures as a background, and would
Oh
be
yeah.
less work. But yeah, it's interesting. So its main use is PvP, right? You'll be able to see,
Oh
they
yeah.
say, this feature allows for customization of profiles displayed before a match begins. That was their first use of it. So you will see, I don't know, Starcaller Meoni, and then there'll be like some stars around me or something, right? Or whatever. Or, you know,
Yeah, I
Saint of the
imagine it'll
Firmament,
be.
and there'll be just like a brick there that says, I hate myself.
Yeah, it might be a replacement for search info.
Mm. They the way they put this is potentially used outside of PvP as well, as an addition to the profile that displays in the player search window.
A search window.
Player search window, they specifically mention.
Oh, there is a player search function, isn't there?
Yeah, but they specifically say potentially. I was like, well, is it or is it not? I don't know. It seems like early development.
I imagine they haven't bothered.
And the final direct quote is, backgrounds and profile customization options will be added as rewards throughout the game, some as PvP season and series rewards as well. So throughout the game, I'm right. So if you defeat, like, let's say for instance, you've got Perfect Legend, you'll have like this gold looking background maybe, you know, from that achievement. And then everybody will know that you're, not only have you got the title and the weapon, but you've got like that cool background. So those people who actually spent the extra time to grind their way through that and learn it, and put all the effort in, can show off that prestige. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Same
Of
with,
course, you're just gonna have a Namazu background.
if I can have a Namazu in the background that's just like boing, like just questioning reality, then that would be perfect. Or just the one that's on fire, you know,
Yeah,
just when he's on fire, that would be fine. Or like the dead guy, where he's just got like the dead eyes. That works. Yeah, that would work. But that's pretty much it for the live letter. What did you like? What did you dislike? What would you have hoped you would have seen more of?
I think I've got everything I wanted to look at.
Yeah.
I mean, a bit more around Island Sanctuary maybe, but
Island Sanctuary is not something that's coming out in 6.0 anyway, so
yeah.
unfortunately. A lot of people were like, where's the Island Sanctuary? It's like, well, it's coming out in 6.x. That doesn't mean 6.0.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Probably later, probably 6.5.
Well, they said throughout the 6.x series, so I don't think it'll be that long, dude. It'll be like 6.2 probably. Because 6.2 at the minute needs content, so I would imagine.
Well, that's when they'd usually bring out the Eureka style, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well you've got that as the piece of content, then you'd got a Hrothgar and female Hrothgar and the rest of it as well, and it would work quite well as a nice juicy pieces of content. There's supposed to be new Gold Saucer stuff as well, isn't there, in the future? Big Gold Saucer things apparently, but yeah. I'm looking forward to Endwalker. I think that goes without saying, though, right? I don't think anybody watching this is like, I'm not looking forward to Endwalker. If you are, leave a comment below and we'll have a word. But it's clearly meeting expectations on paper, but we need the game. I don't know. Patience wears thin, but at the same time you have to understand that it's all to make the game better. Just, I don't know, we have to just grin and bear it and say maybe we had that week booked off, but I don't know, at least the game's not going anywhere, right?
I just realised I haven't done the level 1 side quests in Limsa.
How have you not done the side quests in Limsa?
I don't know, but I still have the level 1 ones.
Well, when are you going to use those?
Oh, they can stay there.
That's the thing, like, when are you ever going to use those? Yeah. Have you done all the role quests or like job quests for all of your jobs?
I haven't got them all to 80.
Oh.
I need to level Dancer, then I'm done.
Do you have your Amaro mount yet?
No, of course I don't.
Oh man, you've been slacking.
Yeah.
You need to get on that. You told me the other week that you were trying to get all the roles so that you could do the void quests and the rest of it.
Yes, I've just got Dancer to do.
Get to it. Snap, snap.
I've been busy.
You've got what? How many weeks now? Not
Yeah,
that long. Not that long.
Yeah, well, I told you I got this week off, haven't I?
Yeah, so this is going to be a dancer week for you, is it?
Yeah.
Presumably.
Well, it's level 64. I've only got like 16 levels to go. So.
Only 16 levels. That's not bad, actually. Could be worse.
Well, it just started at 60.
That's true.
That's why I picked it.
I think most people who went for that, who have no interest in leveling all of the jobbers, did all the jobbers did the same.
That's it now. That's
jobbers. Yeah.
Jobbers.
Are you looking forward to the new jobbers? I'm looking forward to Seiji. Yeah. Anyway.
Black mage, best mage.
Debatable. Very debatable. No, summoner best mage.
Summoner's not a mage. They also don't actually cast anything.
No, they actually just summon loads of dudes to do the work for them. It's actually so much better, but there we go. No
Black
dots.
Mage best. Only caster.
Oof. Yeah, but Scathe though. Scathe though. It's like, yeah. And Enochian. Let's not get on that topic.
Enochian's too difficult. It's been removed.
Yeah, confirmed. That was the general consensus. So yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's too. I don't
know how it's too difficult, but apparently it is. So
forward further hate mail to Amelia Belladonna on Discord. You're gonna get a lot of hate mail from this one. It's gonna be great. Can't wait to see it.
I'm always up for an argument.
Oh dear, no. Yeah. Right, we've rambled for enough. I think that covered everything. I'm pretty excited to see what comes. I was expecting a little bit more from this live letter, but honestly, with the delays and stuff, maybe we'll just have to. I don't know. The less stuff they show us, probably the more exciting it's going to be when we unveil a lot of that stuff. I don't know. The PvP stuff's cool. I'm looking forward to that. But it was stretched over 6 hours for what was essentially 20 minutes worth of announcements.
Yes, I had to go to work before it ended.
Yeah. So that's my only criticism, was that they've done live letters before in the past that have been 2 to 3 hours long and done way more than this announcements. But
the last two were 6-7 hours long, weren't they?
Yeah, but I mean, prior to that, mid patches and stuff. Some of the mid patches have been bigger than the announcements that they had here. But there we go. Anyway, for more information and stuff to do with Endwalker before and during release and onwards, be sure to check out the channel. Thank you very much for the viewership so far. We're making our way downtown, closer to that 100,000 subs. I don't know how we're close to 100,000 subs, but we're getting closer, and that's kind of, insanely hype. I've always wanted that goal. Never thought I would achieve it. So thank you all so much for pressing the sub button. Hopefully these sorts of videos are exciting to you, or at least fill the void whilst there's not much for us to do. There will be sporadic videos here and there until Endwalker's release, obviously, as I try to prevent myself from burning out. But at the same time, if you do want to see more from me, you can come over to my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Meoni, MEONI, same as usual. And I broadcast on there, and we do everything from relic weapon grinds to just chilling out and playing other games and stuff like that. So don't be a stranger. I don't advertise it enough, so there we go. I've done it. So James, do you want to, I don't know, I usually give people an opportunity to say where they can find you, or what you want to say, but
you can find me near the FC house. That's it.
Near what?
Near the FC house.
That's what you want to plug. You want to plug the FC house. You can plug the FC if you want.
Yeah, come join the Discord as well.
Yeah, there's a link always in every description of every video. Come join us.
It's like 777 whiskers or something.
It's now discoverable as well.
It is.
You can actually just search for Meoni 777 whiskers or 777 whiskers, and it will show up on Discord when you search for a community. And anyone's welcome to join, and you can give yourself the viewer role and get involved. We'll have events on there as well, and giveaways and bits and pieces. So, you know.
Oh yeah, I forgot they started new events thing.
We'll also do some movie nights as well, because that's one of the things I've learned how to do. So that's going to be fun. When we get closer to the Christmas period, we'll have some movie nights, because not everyone's like able to visit family this year, again, because of bloody coronavirus. So we will provide some entertainment on there, some cheesy old movies, and stuff like that. So feel free to drop by. Yeah. We're a friendly community for the most part, apart from James, who irritates everybody. So
I do try.
This is true. This is his mission in life, is to be the most irritating hire possible. But there we go. Right. Anyway, let's wrap up. That was all you wanted to shout out? Okay. All right. Well, let's do a bow then. Let's see if your latency has improved in this past like couple of hours. Ready? This is where you don't have buttons already. All right, ready?
No, it's still on a hotbar.
3, a 2, a 1. You didn't bow.
Okay.
Wow. I swear, every single person has had what is wrong with you? I honestly have no idea anymore. Just boundless imaginations. Just what is wrong?
I was typing in Discord instead of pressing a hotkey button to bow.
Also, look how cute that bunny is. Just thought I'd mention that. Yeah. Anyway. See you all next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.